Okay, there we are. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. I came out of nowhere. Hang out here for a few and see if anybody decides to join us. If you're wondering why I always look so tired when I get on here now, well, recently, I do my workouts right before this, so I am pretty beat. And it's about 96 degrees in my garage where I work out, so it's brutal. We're gonna be watching something today that is we've never watched him before. I know who he is, but we've never watched him before. Hopefully somebody will get on here with us and join us. That would be great. But we're gonna be watching Dawson Toller. If I remember correctly, he was God, I don't remember who he was running around with. I can't remember. But he kind of got like brought into the fold with another bigger channel. And while he only has 11,000 subscribers, this video has 161,000 views, so this must be a good one. Um, Dawson Toller investigates Elkmont, an Appalachian ghost town within the Smoky Mountains outside of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, to search for any paranormal phenomena that may be lurking to this day. Join this real paranormal investigation to see if the spirits or former residents will come out and showcase paranormal activity within these homes for me. Do the unseen entities of this location want to share their story? Watch to find out what we uncovered. Hopefully, this will be a good one. And if not, I don't really have my hopes up all that high, so it's not a big deal. But we'll give it a few minutes, see if anybody bumps in. If not, we'll get this thing rolling. And if you're watching this later after the live, you can just go ahead and skip ahead a few and just get right to the video. Yeah, we trying to post this up, I guess. It is 4:30 though. Letting people know. Mhm. So let's go ahead and get into this. Again, it's Dawson Toller. Go check him out on YouTube. Drop him a like and a share. From what I understand, his videos are actually pretty decent, and he's a good investigator. So show him some love. You know, let him. We're watching his video, so might as well.
We were in Elkmont and we were heading to the
To the
first
first
cabin.
cabin.
It is just an entire town completely empty. I'm super creeped out.
I don't know if anybody knows much about the Appalachian Mountains, but apparently, I mean, everybody knows it for kind of like banjos and moonshine. But supposedly, it's very haunted, very creepy place. I've been through the Appalachian Mountains, but I've never gone to like vacation there or stay there or anything. Um, it's a beautiful place. So, but it is known to just be very haunted.
Tonight, I'll be investigating Elkmont, the terrifyingly abandoned Appalachian ghost town, all alone to try to see if any of the paranormal tales are indeed true. Elkmont is now a town dedicated to preservation within the Smoky Mountains. In the year 1990, there were still around 70 buildings left, but due to the government forcing everybody out, or only allowing them to stay until they die, by 2017, most of the town was in ruins and was decided for liability purposes to demolish all but of the most savageable of homes.
Really good history. We've talked about this area of the country before in an episode. A lot of mining towns came from here, and the things that they did to miners were terrible. I don't mean miners as children. I mean miners, people who worked in the mines, but they were treated very badly. It was basically slave labor, and they didn't treat their families very good either.
Left. Okay, guys, we are in Elkmont, the Appalachian ghost town, and this place just has a bunch of houses. I believe there's 17 or 19 houses that they preserved. It used to be much bigger, but this is an entire ghost town that they kicked the residents out. They gave them options. They said, you can either sell it to us at a discount and once you die, it's ours, or we can pay for it at the full price and you leave right now. Those were the only options. So we're going to be walking around exploring some of these houses, and then when it gets dark out, we're going
Looks
to
like
come
they
in
took the
here
money and ran.
and try to find out if there's any spirits roaming this abandoned ghost town within the Appalachia. So let's get into it. This first house that we're in, they're all just empty as far as I know. But this first house that we're in is just a couple bedroom little cabin type area. I mean, it's not very big, but you can see there's somebody driving by. You can just drive, you can walk to this town. It's absolutely free other than the parking pass, which is $5 a day. It's not all original, but most of them are built where the houses stood, because there was a fire up here that took down a lot of buildings. But I think, as far as I know, most of them are supposed to be based on the original house, and they just made them safe for people to walk into. So, yeah, let's do this. Quick walk around, and then when it gets dark, we're going to try to talk to some
Gotta be
ghosts.
really ominous to like walk around a town full of houses and homes and have nobody there. It's gotta seem very, very weird.
In the year 1909, the town experienced a great loss with a deadly train crash killing multiple people, including engineer Gordon Bryson and a conductor, Samuel Jenkins, due to the train plummeting down the mountain and crashing into a nearby river. This accident drove in a lot of tourism as it was a rare occurrence within Tennessee, leading to a luxurious hotel construction project in 1912. This was the infamous Wonderland Hotel. In 1919, the Wonderland Hotel was purchased by a group of businessmen and was renamed to the Wonderland Club. Due to the popularity of the area, some of the wealthy tourists began buying land to build vacation homes within Elkmont. All of that came to a halt when in 1925, Little River Lumber Company decided to pull the plug.
Mm.
It was decided to not inform any of the citizens of the town that it was relocating its operations. In the dead of the night, railroad workers began removing the tracks
And a lot of
in
these towns
secret.
were already
At
super
the
poor to
time, the
begin with.
tracks were the only modern way in and out of the town. Luckily, Governor Austin Pay had a vacation home in Elkmont, so we
But
arranged
then you see these guys like this, and they like run the joint, and they're like, they're like upper crust type folk. And these are the people that were like back then, like people made money off of again, like slave labor. And this dude probably had a bunch of money. He ran the local whatever market was, and everybody else probably lived pretty badly. And it's really bothersome that, there was ever a time in American history where that kind of floated, but it did.
to have permanent roads constructed to breathe new life in what would have been the end of Elkmont, Tennessee. Okay, let's go into this one. This one is right next door to the one that I was just inside. But as you can tell, there are people walking around because it's daytime and it's a big tourist location.
Houses.
So we're gonna go into the ones that are empty for now, but we're gonna try to hit all of them. So as long as we can hit most of them, that's cool with me. There's a couple that pique my interest more than others, but I don't know what that means. There's a couple that just, whenever I looked them up on the map, they spoke to me. So we're gonna try to focus on those ones tonight. This is nice. I would live in this,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
there. I love these
There's
houses.
a little fireplace. There's a glove. This little back area. This little. Oh, it
Like
must have
these
been.
rural, kind of
This
eastern
must have been some sort
mountain,
of bathroom because of the
southern
sink.
places. They're really nice.
Hopefully, there's not too much echo for you guys. I really hope so. But this is like a. This would probably be a hangout area back in the day. And it's a smaller house, but that back area truly would like. I want to live in this. Too bad nobody can. I don't mean to disrespect anybody that may be here that got kicked out of your house, but I see why you would want to live here.
If they got kicked out, why would
I
they still
really
be
want to
there?
go over to this one because back here there's a couple little sheds. And I wonder why that would be. This one's wood. This might be like a cooking house because back in the day they would have houses separate for cooking and all of that because heat in the like summer you wouldn't want to heat your house obviously, and they didn't have air conditioning, so they would have separate areas to cook and prepare food and everything. But that was mainly like rich people had the opportunity to do that. But this is like a little wood cabin area behind this house, and there's a back door that leads right here. So it makes me think that whoever lived here probably used this as a cooking house. And then there's another one that leads behind it.
These places would be awesome for
It
places to
says
like
the,
rent
oh,
for the holiday
Colonel
season.
Townsend's servants' quarters. I mean, it's very small, but it has a bathroom and another little area back here, and then this larger space. So as long as there's one person living in here, or maybe even, a person and a child, it's not that bad. But I could see, I mean, people nowadays, they get these tiny houses that are smaller than this, and they put like 4 people in them. Uh, but that's by choice. And if it's a servant and not a slave, then, they had a choice. So maybe it wasn't so bad.
Nature that was much of a choice.
During the 1930s, the residents were given 2 options: begin selling their land and homes immediately to the government to
Oh,
make way for the
sorry
Great
about that.
Smoky Mountains National Park for full price, or get paid a fraction of its worth, but be allowed to live there until they die. Thousands of residents were forced out of their homes due to the government
These
claiming
houses have been sitting
eminent
since the
domain.
1930s. These
This
houses are in
means if the
amazing
owner of the
condition.
home dies, even if there's 5 other descendants of the owner, the house must be vacated immediately. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am enjoying exploring it.
These
Make
are
sure
always
you
my favorite
stay
parts
till
of
the
videos. I
end
love the history
because
aspect.
we're going to be checking out some of these, and I mean, I hope something cool happens for us because we are up in the Appalachian Mountains and there's all sorts of stories: feral people, cryptids, little people. I mean, Mothman's the Appalachian Mountains. There's there's a lot of stuff here that's very creepy and eerie.
Speaking of Mothman, has anybody ever looked up a picture of the statue of Mothman? Because that dude is caked up. I mean, caked up.
And regardless on if we capture any paranormal activity, it's going to be fun to explore and ask questions and see if there is anybody and they want to talk. One of the most colorful characters in Elkmont was none other than Uncle Lem Ownby. He lived to be 94 years old and passed away in 1984. Uncle Lem was a true mountain man and loved to enrage the government and tourists with his antics. When he died, he was the last original settler in the area.
Mm,
Almost immediately, the government came and
legend.
demolished his home as if to wipe away his memory, or as a middle finger, as the home was not.
It reminds me of that line from The Sandlot where they say, heroes fade, but legends never die. Obviously, because he died in 1984, and here he is being talked about.
In disrepair. Okay, if we walk back here, this house has a big old chimney. If I'm not
Man, these
mistaken,
are nice
most of the
houses for how old they
chimneys
are.
are actually original and they sort of fix the houses around the chimney because that's a good place to start. I mean, all these are going to have very similar stuff. It's all going to be empty houses. So me walking around and showing you this doesn't really, it's not going to really show you anything like incredible that anybody left behind because they didn't leave anything behind. But I figured I'd show you the places and put on the bottom of the screen which cabin it is. That way you guys sort of get a little piece of the history before we come back tonight and film the investigation. Plus, it's good for me to be able to get into these places and recognize them and know which ones they are before tonight when it's pitch black and I'll be all freaked out and everything. But I mean, they say it's haunted. An Appalachian ghost town haunting.
They say all of
And the
Appalachia is on
Appalachians,
it.
as you
So
guys know,
these
it's no
mountains are
joke. It's
supposedly they have
sketchy.
all kinds of stuff
So
in them.
hopefully tonight has something really cool in store for us. Two of the three oldest buildings are the one that I just showed you with the cabin and then the servants' quarters, and then this one right here that has this little wood shack right there. So next we're gonna walk into that one and go give it a look around because there's three of them that are the oldest in the town, and those are two of them. So let's go check those ones out. Wow, how did I not see this from over there? Look at this little back patio. Oh my. That's a little, maybe even a fireplace. Now
Take
you
that
can
thing
see
out
the
for a fire
stream
pit.
though. Look at that.
I love these.
Just leading straight off this guy's backyard. And what's crazy is they didn't have a choice. They just had to leave or die here, and nobody could take over the property. Let's head inside. And this is one of the oldest ones. I believe early 1800s.
So nice for how old they
Big and
are.
open. Nice big fireplace right here. I honestly, I don't know much about this place. I've seen a few people come here. I've never really watched an exploration, but these houses are freaking nice. They're big, they're spacious. Wow. Unless they did all that in the renovations, but I highly doubt.
It goes to show you just how much better architecture was once upon a time compared to now, where everything's just like cookie cutter, cut out, slapped together. This stuff, even though it has been renovated over the years, the quality of build is just so much better that it does stand the test of time versus the stuff that we have now where, 40 years later it has to be torn down and something else goes in. But man, it really does, show how much better construction was once upon a time.
They're gonna add on to it. We've explored about half of them, so let's keep rolling and see if there's anything cool that we find. Only 19 homes are left from the original community started in the early 1900s. Even the Wonderland Hotel is gone. All that remains are the steps and the main chimney. Throughout its almost 90 years long existence, many residents were killed due to
90
fires,
years.
logging accidents, and bear attacks. The most recent death was in 2022 when a 7-year-old girl was killed by a falling tree as she
I'd
laid
imagine bears
sleeping
and
in her
snakes
tent.
and
And
I don't know if
Elkmont
they have mountain
isn't even
lions.
the
I'd
most
imagine they
haunted
do, but
place in the area.
all kind of wild boar.
Nearby is the most haunted road in Tennessee, Roaring Fork Road. Most notably is the ghost of Lucy. Lucy is described as barefoot and silent, and as the story goes, she died in a cabin fire while waiting for approval to be married. People report seeing her late at night or in the early hours walking the road. They say her appearance can be felt as all of the warmth in the area turns to cold. If you want to see an investigation of Roaring Fork Road, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, this one looks really familiar. I feel like I saw Groovy Gavin investigate
Ruby
this one. I don't know
Gavin.
why, but
I
it
don't know who
just
he is, but
seems
I like that.
super familiar. This one has a little fuzzy toilet seat cover. This is a smaller one, but I feel like it looks familiar. I don't know why it looks familiar, but it looks familiar. So this might be one that we have to try out because I don't know why I'd be getting that sense of familiarity. So we might come check this one out later tonight because we are going to have to pick and choose because there is like 20. No, there's 17 or 19.
Wow.
So we're going to have
Looks
to
like a
pick
little
and choose
town.
which ones because unfortunately I won't have the time to do all 19 or a thorough all 17 or 19. I can't wait for tonight. Let's head to the cemetery. Let's try to find the cemetery, go take a walk around, and then we will come back when it's nighttime. And I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, something cool happens. I'll meet you guys at the cemetery. Arsonists have targeted the remaining buildings over the years. No one truly knows, other than the ghosts that roam the old buildings and walk along the river at night, who is actually causing the fires. Is this Appalachian ghost town haunted by its former residents,
Or it's probably
tourists
some
who have lost their
shitty
life,
kids.
or even unknown paranormal entities who's lived in the woods for centuries? One thing is for certain, the legacy.
I mean, be honest, like if you were a kid in this area, teenager, this is like the perfect party spot. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole town out in the middle of nowhere, and there's nobody's going to be out there to tell you what to do. So I mean, this is the perfect party spot for locals. I'm surprised there's not squatters, yeah, homeless encampments and stuff because there's just so much open area and extra houses that nobody's even living in.
Of Elkmont lives on. Surprisingly, within this cemetery, there are graves from as early or from as recent as 2022. I don't know how you get up here in 2022. Ogle is a big name within the Smoky Mountains. He had like mills and he has a little cabin and all that sort of stuff, but this one is really neat. There's a bunch of crystals and everything, so we might have to come over here and check this one out tonight. Because why is there so many gifts on this one? I wonder if there's potentially a spirit or something that people try to contact up here. But a lot of these are renewed because
There's a
there's
place
deaths
that I would
from
I would love to visit.
47 and in the 30s and this and that. So I don't really know. Maybe it's family members, they wanted to be buried up here. Maybe you pay a little extra or something, but I mean, look, it's beautiful with the sun shining right down onto the graves. So if it's open later, we will absolutely come up here and try to make contact with somebody or at least pay our respects, come lay some pennies on some graves, say hello, and then head into Elkmont. I can't talk, I'm out of breath. I'm too fat for this hiking shit. Before we get
That's
any
how I feel
further
whenever we
into the
go out.
investigation, I just want to say, guys,
Yeah, if you like Dawson, go make sure you go check out his Patreon. He seems like he's doing real investigations here.
here we are, guys. We're in Elkmont
I'm
and we're
all about
heading to
trying
the
to
first
support people
cabin.
doing the actual
I'm
investigation and not
super
just,
creeped out.
trying to make something where something isn't.
It is just an entire town completely empty. And the first spot that we're going to go to is going to be number 7. 7 and
Megan
5 are
likes to
some of
make
the
me hike,
oldest ones
and I
here.
feel a
So
bit
I
too
figured
fat
we
for
would
that.
start out at one of the
I do
oldest
enjoy it
ones
though.
and then move on from there. There is a freaky ass vibe. And I don't know if that's just because it's dark out and I'm alone, or if it's because there's ghosts. But I'm ready to find out.
Just the fact that it's an empty town, um, in the middle of the night, I would imagine makes it feel 10 times spookier because it looks like he's alone. So I don't know, just that thought of, or just that feeling of like being in a town. I mean, it's basically what it is, a little town. all alone in the middle of the woods. I mean, you're just it has to it has to elicit some kind of strange feeling. I can't imagine that it wouldn't. It'd be a little freaky.
Here's 5. Let's go into 5 and give it a shot. We brought minimum equipment. It is literally just a voice recorder. We brought the spirit box and we brought a REM pod. Let's do the polite thing. Can I come in?
Wonder
Let's
if
give a
those are
good
added
scope
in
out.
sounds.
Oh, I didn't even realize that number 5 was the one that had the really cool backyard patio thing.
Yeah, yeah, they could put people in these houses now. I'd
I
live
don't know
out
if that
there.
was a trick of the light, but I'm not kidding. I swear I saw something. During review, I noticed what I saw was indeed not a trick of the light, but just a bug flying outside.
Solid, pointing
Let's
out
go
that it's
over
just a
here
bug. I like that.
and see what we got going. This just leads back. Okay, so perfect. We have the REM pod set up.
I think he is alone. That's crazy to me, man. To be out in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains alone.
Super sketchy, guys. I mean, let me tell you, like, I'm allowed to be here, but it's scary at the same time because,
And again, that's that
like, if a
feeling
real
of being in
person
a town
comes,
that's
that's probably going to
has
be
nobody
more
in it.
scarier than if a ghost comes. But if there's anybody in here, people probably don't come and ask you guys very many questions. But I have a device right there on your fireplace, and if you walk up to it, it just lights up blue, and it lets me know that you're here with me. So if you would like to do that, it'd be very much appreciated. And if there's anybody with me, because guys, I've been speaking to some people that have abilities, and there's been a feeling that I've been feeling, and they sort of confirmed it. And these are people that
I believe in having that like feeling when something's around, right? It's human intuition. I just I really I really roll my eyes when I hear about people with abilities. I'm not saying that they're not out there. It's just there's been so many people that have lied about it and have faked it and have used it for fame that I I personally don't I won't believe anybody has a special ability like that unless they can prove it.
I trust, that there's something sort of protecting me, but the idea is that it's not letting me put my energy out there to communicate. So if you're here, if you came with me, I want to ask you to please step aside. You could still protect me, but step aside and let me try to
He's
have
very respectful. I do
communication.
like that.
And then afterwards, we can have our conversation. But right now, I want to speak to the spirits here. So if you're here, please do me the favor, step aside. Let me do my thing. Please. Did you used to live here in this village, this little town, before the government kicked you out? Don't worry, I'm not here with the government. I don't like them just as much as you.
A lot of us don't.
Could you give me a knock on the wall or something?
Eerily quiet.
If you're here, do you know who Len is? Lem? Uncle Lem is what they would call him. I'm freaking myself out.
Uncle Lem.
I'm in an entire town right now. There's nobody here. An entire street of just houses in the Appalachian Mountains. How crazy. That was really loud.
Gotta also remember there are a lot of wildlife up in these mountains,
That
tons.
was outside somewhere. Let's grab the REM pod and take a
That's what I would
gander
be scared of being there is the wildlife, especially
just
bears.
in case. I heard two noises. I highly doubt you guys will hear them, but they came from outside. And we are in the middle of the woods, but it freaked me out enough to not stay in the same place for a long enough time because it didn't come from inside here. So let's go ahead and move on to another spot and see if there's anybody that wants to talk to us. I just about fell down the stairs. That's what that was. We're going to walk down this way, closer to where my car is. Another thing we
I
have
really
to
don't
worry
feel like
about,
he should be out there by himself.
genuinely,
That's just me personally.
are bears. I don't want to speak it into existence, but it's definitely a possibility.
It's so dark. You never really realize how dark it is outside until you go somewhere like this and you're out in the woods, you're away from street lights, and even though there's houses, there's no lights. Uh, it's hard to conceptualize how dark an area can actually be until you're standing in it. It is crazy. We've been up to the mountains at night, and you get out, and it's just like it's like a dark. You're never prepared for how dark it actually is until you get away from everything, and it's creepy. It gives you a creepy feeling.
We're going to walk into this one because this is the one I just heard a scrape. Anyways, this is the one that I felt like was familiar. So, I mean, I guess we should go into it because why would I get that feeling? I did watch
Well, maybe you saw it in another video.
another YouTuber come here, and his video wasn't just about this, but he did come here. His name is Groovy Gavin. So, shout out
So
Groovy Gavin. I've
check that
used
out.
his thumbnail templates as my thumbnails like before. So shout out him. He's a pretty good YouTuber. So let's just start out in here. Let's see if there might be anybody in here that wants to have a conversation. And let's just start out by laying out the REM pod right here. There we go.
Cool REM pod, the one with
If
the
there's
string
anybody in
lights on
this
it. I like
house,
those. I don't necessarily
I have
think
a
they
thing on the floor there.
do
If you
what we
just walk
think,
up
but
to
I
it
like them.
and touch it, it'll go off. And it won't hurt you. It's just to let you know that I'm here or that you're here with me. Maybe. Oh shit, that was a bat. Why do I keep going to places with bats?
If you're in abandoned places.
This is like the 20th place that I've been to with bats. Hopefully it won't come in here though. Hopefully it just flew outside. But that's sketchy. I do not want to deal with that right now. Maybe if you don't want me inside your house, you can just shut one of your doors and I'll get the picture and I'll leave you alone. But for now, I'd like to have a conversation. And I'm going to pull out this voice recorder. So, guys, this is just. I'm freaking myself out. That was definitely me, but I got scared. Guys, this is just a voice recorder that I can play back instantly. So, to start out, we're just going to hit record and we're going to set it on the ground because you don't want to hold voice recorders when you're ghost hunting because I must have hit that.
As
You
long
don't
as
want to hold voice
the
recorders while you're ghost hunting
recorder's
because
not one of those
when you hold it,
Panasonic,
even the
whatever they are,
slightest
so
movements
I'm
can
fine with it.
cause noises, which can essentially make you think that they're voices. And we try to eliminate that because we want to make sure that when we do catch something, it's as undisputable as possible. So let's just set it down. What? Why is there a voice recording of 52 seconds? This was empty.
What's the name of the person who used to live?
That's a voice recording from like a few weeks ago. But I literally deleted everything, so that's really weird. But, anyways,
I don't know. I delete things off the computer all the time, and it'll like run down the files. And if something's being used somewhere that I don't notice, it'll hold on to the file. So I wonder if something like that would have happened within the recorder.
if there's anybody in Elkmont, Daisy Town with me, could you please speak into that red light on the floor and just say hello? My name is Dawson. Could you tell me your name? Did you used to live here in this house? Let's run this recording. See if we maybe caught anything.
If there's anybody in Elkhorn, Daisy Town with me, could you please speak into that red light on the floor and just say hello? My name is Dawson. Could you tell me your name? Did you used to live here in this house?
I will say, what is that? We need to step outside. That sounds weird. I don't know. I just don't want it to be a bear or something because I
Yeah,
truly am out here
that's
alone.
again, that's what I
This
would be
isn't one of
worried
those
about. Would be
things
wildlife.
where I'm like, I'm alone, guys, and there's some fucking dude hiding outside. Like, we keep it real over here. So we need to step out and take a gander.
Cold down here.
I heard what sounded like a stick breaking, and we are in the woods, but I'm getting really freaking freaked out.
Could be a number of things. I mean, it could be a bird, could be an owl. You never know.
Let's go down this way and just. Sorry that I'm being such a pussy, guys, but I'm honestly more scared of the bears out here than anything else.
I'll blame them. I would.
I just heard it again.
Black bears aren't normally gonna like rush you and try to kill you though. Like that's more brown bear stuff. Black bears, but I mean, if you catch him off guard, he could turn around and defend himself, and he would rip you limb from limb. So I don't blame him for being nervous out there. I wouldn't like it either. So cut him some slack. Don't, that it's scary.
And I don't see anything. I'm starting to get. Starting to get really spooked. Alright. Let's take a second.
Because the mountain lions aren't really an issue out there.
Okay, guys, right now we are taking a breather
I was trying to think of stuff that would stalk him.
because I'm hearing noises. And while, yes, that is what I'm here for, people are terrifying. And if it's actually people, because, well, there's a car parked over here, and I don't know where they are. How many people come up here and night hike? I would have seen them if they were here, up in Elkmont.
Telling you, there's got to be young
I'll tell you
people.
guys
Stupid thing. There's got to be young
what we're
people who
gonna
go
do.
up there and like
We're gonna
hang
go
out
into one more house.
and party. It's
We're
just
gonna
too good of a spot. It is too good of a spot. There are so many open houses to do whatever you want. So I wouldn't be shocked if he ran into people, but what I would be worried about is, are they the kind of people that you would want to run into? So I understand him being a little nervous about where he's at.
set up the REM pod. We're gonna run another EVP, and we'll go from there. But we're in the Appalachian Mountains, dealing with Appalachian beliefs and Appalachian stories up in a ghost town. So it's freaky. It's
Hmm.
scary up here.
Hasn't really caught much, if anything, though, which is fair. I'd rather him catch nothing than fake stuff. So
Anybody home? My name's Dawson. I just want to have a conversation. So I'm going to come in unless you show me a clear and obvious sign right now that you don't want me to do that.
These would make such good little cabins for, holiday getaways. I mean, really nice.
On your fireplace right here, I have something that's called a REM pod. You may not quite understand electricity, but if you do, all you got to do is walk up right here, right to the center of it, and put your hand there. And it'll show me that you're here with me. Now, it never goes off. So if you did that, you would be one of the first people, and you would be doing a massive accomplishment. So could you walk up and touch that? In 3, 2, 1. Jesus, look at this. Is this? Oh, it is real. It's a cockroach. That's disgusting. Hello?
It's funny because I haven't seen a cockroach the entire time I've lived out here closer to the West Coast.
Could could you shut that door?
I'm
Give
waiting
it a
for something
shove.
big to happen.
If you came with me and you didn't listen to my request of leaving me be, why don't you shut that door? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run around two, and this time we're going to set it right up here. You want me to light this fireplace to make you nice and warm?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who broke those windows that's behind me?
Yes, kids. I think you've had storms there too, though.
Did you sell your home for full price or did you wait and die on this property? Let's take a nice listen.
You want me to light this fireplace to make you nice and warm?
Thought I heard yes.
That's behind me.
Couldn't really hear anything. I'm sure
Did
it's a
you
lot
sell
different
your
in
home
person,
for
though.
full price or did you wait and die on this property?
Once again, I don't think we caught anything on that. I thought I heard yes. I'll replay that right now with as good of audio enhancement as I can. But it wasn't like
I don't
my
hear any. I
voice,
don't
but
hear
it did
anything.
kind of sound like some sort of yes. And it could have easily been audio pareidolia, but I don't know. You know, every time I've used one of this voice recorder, everything I've caught in, I've been able to debunk, other than at whispers, it sounded like it said George and something else that I can't really remember. But that was about it. Well, if you're in here, I think I might be heading out of here in just a second. So if you could show me one last sign, any sign, I will gladly leave you be and leave your home if that's what you like. I don't feel anybody needs to be anybody's entertainment or, you know, anything like that. I genuinely just like to talk to you
Very
guys. I'm not
respectful.
trying to
I
exploit you.
actually might be
I'm
going
not
back to
trying
watch some more of
to
his stuff.
make you feel uncomfortable by being inside your home. It's lovely. I'm sure it was even lovelier back in the day. So I really hope that we can come to some sort of understanding, and you know that I'm just here to talk to you, and that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Guys, I just want to let you know that I have a Patreon, and on that Patreon, I release little bonus videos.
Yeah, so go make sure if you enjoyed that to go check out his Patreon. I actually really, it's really hard to sit here and commentate on my own. I'm used to having my wife here and she does a lot of stuff. Um, but I actually really like him. I didn't know what to expect because I want to say the channel that I remember seeing him on before it was like one of the people that I'm pretty sure we all know are faking. But he seems to really, be doing an actual investigation. He didn't catch anything, but he also didn't try to pretend like he did either. So I like that. I would rather watch almost an hour of nothing being caught than an hour of people acting like they're catching everything, but it's actually nothing. Very respectful, something different that I haven't seen a whole bunch of. So I really like him. So if you like him, make sure you go check him out. It's Dawson Toller. Go subscribe and like his videos. Tell him we sent you. And also, we also have a Patreon where we try to put out an extra episode every week. We've had some weird schedule fluctuations happening this week, so we haven't really been able to get on top of it. Um, but hopefully that'll be changing back to normal. This was a fun one, and I just want to thank everybody for coming out here and hanging out with me. Even if you're not here live, that's fine. You can be watching it later. That's cool. Watch it when it's convenient for you. That's what YouTube is. But we will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll both be here, so make sure you come back. We might be coming on earlier tomorrow, though. It's either going to be earlier or later. Haven't decided yet, but we'll put out something on social media somewhere. But thanks, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you.